But then after searching and giving all conditions, I will have 25 or 50 products that they have, let's say, 80% discount, that they are all brands and everything. Until the time I see the 50, 10 of them will be sold. And then I will be satisfied in the negative way. So you start with a positive way and the end in the negative way. So how can we construct dominant performance measurement for each class of the user satisfaction? That's step one. How can the system decide which critical performance measurement to choose? That's two. How can it select business process performance measurement that must be added to the original signage or the original website or implementation signage in step 3? The following subsections answer these 3 questions. To apply that system, we need to choose a business product process and then choose a way to calculate the performance, and has key performance indicator reasoning based on performance indicator by satisfaction strategy. This is achieved by performance evaluation, which is to calculate and easy for the user to relate to adding user satisfaction measures or performance evaluation by satisfaction strategy reasoning through its performance indicator definition and structure. Now, this part, read it again after we finish the whole presentation of this paper. You wouldn't understand it right now, because this is a combination between the independent and the ambiguous, which is the performance evaluation and KPIs. The KPIs are for the user, key performance indicators for the user. But then my reasoning of the KPI is my wants and needs. That's the strategic. On the other hand, the product process, or the business product process, is the user measurements are the lifetime. But then the business process is the life cycle. Now, that is against what I just said, because there is 2 ways, from strategic to operational and from operational to strategic. So depending on which side you are on now. We are on now from the user satisfaction to, so the strategic will be the user satisfaction, and the operational would be the business process, the product business process. Okay? This is read it after we finish. If you have a question about it, please ask. Okay. So now we're going to talk about user satisfaction classification for e-marketing problem. How do I classify the data? The data will be classified as product, user, and user satisfaction process classification framework. So the PCF is the life cycle. It contains all the data, information, knowledge between the strategic and operational, and between the strategic and operational. So the process classification framework only contains all participants, life cycles. But then I will get the lifetime for a specific product. Let's say I want to change from my Volvo, which is gas, to the new Volvo, which is electronic. or to another new electronic EV. Okay, so can you relate my user satisfaction in the sense of my old car process classification framework to the new product? Yes, of course I can. So now I'm going to define the product and the user because I need a relation between them. Satisfaction performance evaluation of the relational environment between the user and the product. But of course, the business, the user doesn't care about the business. He talks to the product, doesn't talk to the company, unless the company asks him a specific question or interested in his interpretation. So the products will be denoted as DIJ, main category, D, name, description, material, care, instruction, shipping option, price discount, stock, status, whatever. But you have to basically try to define the whole life cycle of the e-marketing, of finance, of customer support, whatever. The users, you're going to have one user that would be A, and his user satisfaction would be, so the user, you might define name, gender, age, nationality, blah, 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 blah. But if the user does not have a phone number, so his satisfaction integrity or data integrity would be a little bit less. Okay. So it's not really about how many categories the user is being defined by. No, it's by how many data I could securely add to the user so that I could have integrity over his identity. Yes. So identify layers of satisfaction depends on independent profiles. Each profile represents a level of user feedback, but is built on the process classification framework in our case for business. But we have to relate between user satisfaction and business process. So to solve the identification problem, we need to define three main profiles. Three main profiles for the participants. And when you defined the three main profiles, after you define them, you will get a feedback / response on these three profiles. So I have the user profile. When I have the feedback / response, I will get the user satisfaction. Okay. Then the product satisfaction, business satisfaction. It's like quantitative satisfaction and qualitative satisfaction. The first step is user requirements profile. So now the user will give weight and scores of satisfaction over the categories. So we have our categories will be, I don't, maybe we're going to talk about it later, but features, quality, availability, cost. So if you give weight for the features, quality, availability, cost, you're going to define the performance evaluation needed to be achieved to achieve minimum satisfaction evaluation or maximum, for that matter. You wouldn't know. But then I'm going to have the weight, the importance of the whole life cycle. but the scores would be for each and every category. I will give a score. So the category performance or category performance evaluation will equal to user categories and satisfaction categories, which is quantitative satisfaction and qualitative satisfaction. This will give you the true satisfaction or the true category satisfaction. We could say true quantitative satisfaction, true qualitative satisfaction will give you the true satisfaction. So now we have a relation between syntax and semantics. Therefore, the total satisfaction of the category contains the quantitative performance and their associated semantics performance. Where the user categories, performance value, and the satisfaction categories, performance value is given by, for the category is defined by multiplication and then additioning all the categories B. Same for the satisfaction requirement profile. The levels, okay, I need to say something about this. So we have the category, the levels, and then the framework. Okay, so category, levels, framework. The categories are for the satisfaction of the human or agent or user. So it's independent and ambiguous. But then for the F, this is the framework. This is linear progression. Okay, so independent, ambiguous, and linear progression. They cannot understand each other. It's very vast semantics. The business has like 3,000 processes, and the business and the user has independent and ambiguous. How can I relate them? I need intermediate semantics between the quantitative and the qualitative, or let's say lifetimes and the whole life cycle. So what I do, I get an intermediate level. This intermediate level will give me the ability, because it consists of 6 steps that are independent and ambiguous, and they are related to each other by the website process from searching from a product until payment and shipping and delivering and then customer support. So each of the product satisfaction 6 levels are independent and ambiguous. So the user can relate to them and the business can relate to the product satisfaction, and therefore it's the basic as I'm talking Arabic. Let's say another person is talking Chinese, so it's impossible for each other to understand each other, except if there is a translator between us two. Now, if this translator did not have all the preferences, then the translation would be fuzzy. So the translator has to know all about Arabic and all about Chinese, so that I can have integrity of translation. The integrity of the translation will come to by I would have different independent and ambiguous translations, and the whole so the translator will know all the vocabularies from Arabic to Chinese and can translate the whole conversation without any errors. So we will have a lifetime and a life cycle